Financial advisor is someone who generally will talk you through the financial products that are available to you. They'll talk you through your options and will hopefully guide you to things that are going to deliver what you hope to get out of your investments, your savings, your pensions, your insurances, your mortgages. And what they are is usually specialists in a particular field, and they know what the best options might look like for you once they've got to know you and your circumstances and what you're hoping to achieve with your money. Absolutely, you've got to be old to be one as well. No, I'm joking. That's a common myth. It's not at all correct. Not at all. I think everybody, certainly from working age upwards, so from 18 onwards, really, you ought to be speaking to a financial advisor, because as soon as you start earning, as soon as you start generating income for yourself, you need to understand how to use that money correctly, how to plan for your future, how to protect yourself, how to get yourself into the best position possible with your finances. And a financial advisor is applicable to everyone, because the sooner you start speaking and sorting out your finances, the better the long-term plans look like for you. Not at all, not at all. Financial advisor can help anyone from any sort of economic background, and I think really that's a myth that really needs dispelling, because I don't think it should be reserved for people with loads of money. I think everybody should speak to a financial advisor, because it's really important to get your financial situation sorted and to get yourself into a good position, and more people should be encouraged to speak to financial advisors as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Like I said earlier, the sooner you start planning for your financial future, the better things are going to be for you. I often say to my children that they ought to be investing for the pensions at the earliest age possible, because the more they invest now, the better the pension pot's going to look like in the future. The more time that the pension pot has to perform for them. But really, you should speak to a financial advisor as soon as you're generating income, as soon as you're an adult, as soon as you're in a situation where you have money coming in and you need to be thinking about what you do with it, because a financial advisor will help you plan. They'll help you organize your money. They'll help you organize the things that you need to protect yourself financially and make sure that you can achieve all your goals in life. Yeah, there's plenty of different types of advisors, and many of them have disciplines in different fields. So many are specialists in different things. So you might have a pension advisor, for example, who's a specialist in pensions, which are to give you an income in retirement. You might have mortgage advisors who are specialists in arranging mortgages so you can get or buy a house. And you might have insurance specialists, for example, who are really good at understanding what kind of insurance you need to take out, whether it be life insurance or income protection, which is really good for making sure you've got replacement income if you can't work. And you'll have specialists in different areas that can guide you through the right types of products and solutions for you. There's loads of advantages to speaking to a financial advisor. If you speak to a financial advisor, they're going to get to know you. They're going to get to know you really, really well and understand your circumstances. And that means they'll be able to give you best advice from the range of products and solutions that they know about. They'll be able to hone down on the thing that's going to be best for you and your circumstances. If you do it yourself, you're a lot less protected. You're essentially taking out a product and buying it off the shelf and hoping it's going to be right for you. An advisor is going to be really good at understanding you as an individual and what you're hoping to get out of that product, and they'll be able to guide you to the right product for your circumstances so that you end up with the right outcome and you're not financially prejudiced in any kind of way. A prime example of that would be if you're looking to buy a home. Of course, you can go online, you can find a mortgage on a comparison site if you wanted to. But the benefit of using a broker is they'll be able to point you in the right direction and make sure you're getting the best deal, the best rates available to you, that you can get the kind of house that you want. They'll be able to guide you to the right mortgage product. The problem with going on your own and doing it yourself is you might not know what the pitfalls of that might be. So you might lock yourself into a product that's not right for you, whereas a broker will really be able to understand why that might be best for you, and they can point you towards the product that's going to give you the best value for money. That's a good question. It really involves the advisor getting to know you. And that's the most important thing. If the advisor knows you and they understand your goals, your objectives, your needs, what you're looking to achieve, and knows a lot about you and your circumstances, and that's why it's really important to be honest with the advisor as well. Once they get to know you and what you want out of the situation, they'll be best placed to help you. So usually it involves doing what we call a fact find, which is asking you a load of questions, getting to know you, what makes you tick, what you love, what you don't like, your situation, what you're hoping to achieve in the future. And by doing so, once they've really got to grips with who you are as an individual and what you want out of life, they can then guide you towards the best products to help you achieve those goals. Yeah, so that might include, for example, having an initial consultation with the advisor where they kind of get to know with you and how they might be able to help you, followed by going through that fact-finding process, really drilling into the details of getting to know you. At that point, they might go to the market, research what kind of products and solutions are available to you, and then they might come back to you and present that to you. So after you've done that initial phone call and chat, They'll then go and look at what's in the market for you, present it to you, have a discussion with you about whether that sort of meets what you're looking to achieve. After that, they might sort of apply to the provider, the mortgage company, the lender, the pension provider to place your product on. And then what they'll do is they'll be working with you to make sure that product continually meets your needs, so it remains fit for purpose. And they'll probably review it 6 monthly or annually just to make sure that you're still achieving what you want to, and that if your circumstances have changed, it remains suitable for you. And then if not, look at the alternatives with you. And of course, that's where the real value of going to a broker is the amount of work, legwork that they're doing behind the scenes for you to make sure you're getting the best deal, you're getting the best product, and that it's best for you throughout. Because all that work they're doing in the background means that you don't have to. So yes, of course, you can go and do your research online, but these people are experts. They know exactly what they're doing. And of course, by going to them, you're going to get not just the best deal, but the advantage is that they're going to do all the donkey work for you, so you don't have to. And you can just sit back, not have to stress about it, and enjoy your life. Many advisors don't charge fees, depending on what you're looking to do. Some advisors will, but that's usually if there's a specialty, if they're looking at ranging a high-value products on your behalf. But advisors generally, the value isn't necessarily in the fee that you pay. You're paying for expertise. A bit like you wouldn't go and see a lawyer and say, well, can you help me for free? But if an advisor does charge you a fee, it's because they're an expert at what they do, and they're making sure that they're protecting you at all times. So they're making sure you get the right product, you're getting value for money, that you're not wasting your money, that it's going to perform the way you're expecting it to. And so even if they do charge you a fee, it's going to be some of the best money you ever spend, because that investment means that you're getting more out of that product, more out of that advice process, and you'll get the aims and objectives that you're hoping for in the future. There's a load of resources out there to find financial advisors. I mean, you can go to Google, you can go to Bieber if you're looking for an insurance advisor. There's sites like Unbiased and Vouch For, which will signpost various different advisors. And just locally, even look at a local directory to see if there's any advisors in your area. And the way you know you can trust advisors is because, generally speaking, advisors are regulated, which means we have a governing body that sort of oversees everything we do. And it means that we have to conform to the highest standards. We have to make sure that we protect you at all costs. And so the advice we give you is our warranty. And that's why it's worth paying to speak to an advisor, because when you get advice from an advisor, you're getting the warranty of their expertise and the fact that they are so highly regulated that they can't do you a disservice. And if they are, they're going to be penalised, which means it's so much safer to go and see an advisor and get their thoughts on something than it is to try and do it yourself, because you've always got that warranty and that protection in the background. The first one is make sure you seek advice. It's really important, because yes, you can do these things yourself, or yes, you could trust Dave down the pub, who's everyone's financial advisor. But when you go and speak to a professional advisor, you've got the warranty of their advice, you know they're regulated, you know they're experts in their field. So it's really important to seek advice from a professional. What else? I would also argue that the one thing that everybody should do, above all else, is to make sure they've always got a regular income, because how can you consider investing in a pension or investing in savings if you don't know you've got this recurring income coming in? It's so important to do so. So if you haven't got anything through your workplace, really consider looking at something like income protection. Is a really good contract, because what that does, it makes sure that even if you're unable to work, you've got this regular income being replaced, even if you can't work. Think of it like having your own private furlough scheme. That's the best way of describing it, but it's not just for COVID, it's anything, any illness or injury that stops you working. And then other than that, just be aware. So budget effectively. That's a really important tip. I think we've kind of lost sight. We all tend to spend money sporadically because we see things we want. And I think it's really important to budget effectively. It's something that I'd like to give myself advice for many years ago. If I could go back and tell myself, it would be to budget more effectively and try and put money aside. Try and put money aside as a rainy day fund, to protect yourself, to invest in what you want to, so that you know you've always got a bit of a buffer. Those would be the 3 tips.